Alright, welcome back. And here we are. We are on session 20 review and a little bit of session 21 prep. So where we last left off, the party was exploring Wave Echo Cave, and they had gotten through the first little bit here, and they ended up in this room where this fungi would shake, and the party was able to get that pretty easily. I think one person went through, activated it, it shut, spores went into the air, and they took poison damage. And then they pretty quickly figured out that it was, if they held their breath, they could walk through it. Um, and so only really one casualty. Didn't take a lot of damage. And they were able to make it through. And they met up with the Spectre, who was in this room marked 14. And I kind of made it up that um, essentially in the book, he doesn't want anyone to take his pipe, but he's willing to give him the rest of the treasure if they take care of the spectator that's up further along. And the party wanted his treasure. They almost wanted his pipe, but he kept saying, "Don't touch my pipe. You can have everything else, but don't touch my pipe." Which I guess made them want to have the pipe even more. Um, but he said that they would have to take care of the spectator, and kind of like he was being a annoying neighbor sort of situation. And so the party did go and scope out the room 15 to try to see what was up with this guy. And they went through the back door actually. They kind of started listening in, and they didn't really hear anything, but they did see the back door, so they went to the back door. And I believe one of the party members first went in, and essentially the spectator would talk to him telepathically, but he would just ask him any question, just random that I could think of on the spot. When they would reply, I would kind of just cut him off and ask him a new question. He's just kind of like a 5-year-old that asks a million questions. But he can do it telepathically, and he can do it to whoever he sees. And the party got tired of that pretty quickly, so they ended up just fighting him. They're like, "Oh yeah, let's see what he's got to go. Let's take care of him." Um, and yeah, the party did take care of the spectator. I don't think anyone got hurt. Um, the sorcerer, I think, had some magic reflected out of it, and it and stunned him. I think he had an item that could stun. It was kind of, and the spectator, one of his special abilities is to reflect it, and ended up stunning him. But other than that, there really wasn't. I think most of his other special abilities, all his rays missed. Wasn't really rolling well. And yeah, the party just hack and slashed and took care of him. Went off. He wasn't that crazy. And they kind of got, I think, 3 attacks in before he even got an attack. So, because he was kind of talking to him and they didn't seem hostile until somebody got tired of him and started beating him up. So, but this is the room with the forged spells. And the party did want to take it, and I ended up letting them take it. I know it's kind of I guess there's a lot of back and forth. Probably a lot of comments on in various places of whether you should let them take it, but I just let them take it, and probably the reason for not letting them take it is that they wanted to leave the cave, so basically the rest of the cave was pointless. I am kind of just wanting to end this adventure, so I had the black spider kind of walk down the steps to the north. Um, and as they were trying to escape to the south, they heard some bugbears coming from the fungi room, and so they were kind of stuck. And the black spider, last thing he said to them was, "I really do have to do everything myself." And it's sort of his main goal is he was never able to get the forge spells, because of all the undead in the place. Um, and technically there's still some blocking it, but um, just to end the adventure, we are trying to streamline some things. So I made a decision to just have him appear here, and this is kind of our final boss battle, where I will be having this guy, the black spider, will be. I took some notes from this website, cross.land, where it's kind of three stages. So the first stage, he's in his normal form. I'll take the stat blocks from the book, and whatever HP he has, and once the party whittles him down, the party's been able to withstand quite a bit and do quite a bit of damage. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, so um, they should be able to handle this little adjustment. So once they whittle him down as the Drow Wizard, he goes through a hideous transformation, and he turns into a Drider. And then there's a new stat block. Um, I think he has a whole new attack. Um, and then it's split into basically his HP as a Drider is split into two buckets. The first one, it's normal. Whatever attacks he gets, that's it. But then as he gets to half health, he's more damaged, fighting for his life. Um, he basically gets an extra attack per round, and his AC gets lowered by 1. So he's kind of becoming more reckless as he's going through, doing a little bit more damage, making the situation a little bit more dire for the players, but also making him easier to hit if he's not easy enough. I think his AC improves as a Drider from a Drow Wizard, so we'll just have to see how that goes out. And then we'll just kind of end this adventure, and I'll have to come up with some new paths to go. That's the only reason I brought this black spider here, to help with this. I did make some new maps with a little bit nicer map. I think I found this on Reddit somewhere, and it's linked in that cross.land website. So um, it's just a little bit nicer for this final showdown. And I put in some of the other places in the map that they haven't explored yet. Um, and I'll kind of just use the key to counter from the source book, to kind of walk through those. And some of them, there may not be anything, so I'll just read it out loud. We don't have to really move tokens, but I think there's still a few where there's some creatures. So like key to counter in the 17 and 18, you still have these bugbears and the drow, one of the lesser drow, who is disguised. They're looking for something here. So the party may run across them. In area 12, I think this is a forge. There's just this flaming skull, which may be a problem right after fighting the black spider, or you never know, the party may lead the black spider through here or something if they have to try to run away. So I just wanted to put these in here in case the party does go anywhere else. 19 to 20, this is originally where the black spider is supposed to be, but hopefully the party rescues this guy. I don't know if he's tied up. He might be locked in a room. Um, but I'm assuming once the party, if they survive the black spider, they'll want to go through and explore the rest of the cave and make sure they're not missing anything. Um, and then some of these other rooms. I did move some of these bugbear. I'm going to have those fighting the ghouls. I think they're separate. Um, I'll kind of use this as this was kind of the black spider's push to try to clear out the cave. So some of his underlings are fighting some of the undead. And then I put 2, 6, and 7 together. So 2 is this maze. I think there's a jelly creature in there, which doesn't appear until the creatures don't expect it, so that's why I didn't put it there. And then I think this room is 6. There's some ghouls in there. which the party can avoid because they're making a lot of noise. The doors are shut, so um, I'm assuming after the black spider they may want to avoid fights, or they may come back. I don't know. And then 7, I don't think there was anything in there, and it's just pretty empty. So yeah, a lot of this prep was done in the previous videos, and we're just kind of working through it now. And I kind of just make adjustments afterwards, depending on what the players did. But most of the keyed encounters from the book still hold, so they may just happen in different places. And it'll just be interesting to see, if the players they just end up fighting in this room, or if they try to lead the black spider through the rest of the cave, or they just try to run through the fungi room, or they may even run. I forgot about this guy. There's a wraith down here who doesn't want to touch his pipe, so they may try to steal the pipe and plant it on the black spider as a little extra reinforcements. Who knows? They did end up getting rid of this guy, so he won't be any help. Um, and I didn't, it'll just be interesting to see how we end this adventure. And then once sort of this adventure's over, we may have a reshuffling of the party. One of the players may drop out due to timing. But we may continue with these characters just in a different setting. I haven't really decided what I want to do. If I want to do more homebrew, custom adventure, or just go right into another one of the books. Um, but I'll definitely make some more videos on that. So yeah, if you're watching, just let me know what you've done in the Lost Mine of Phandelver, what you did afterwards, and I'll see you next time.